I kind of got off track on that last video. It's kind of late at night. I'm trying to be quiet, while everybody's sleeping and stuff. But it's something that I wanted to speak about that's come to mind. I was getting off topic too. I was getting in my emotions there, but and it's not hard because law enforcement and everything it's all connected. So everywhere you go, if you're a felon and you get pulled over, it's going to show up whenever your tags are ran, right? Anything if you have any kind of record or don't have a record, that's going to show up on your tags when they're in. Well, when you're put in this program, that's going to show up too, because it's all interconnected. Because once you're in this program, if you relocate somewhere and get pulled over on the way, they're going to know, because it's all interconnected. I guarantee you there's going to be some notes in there letting any law enforcement officer know that this person is in the FBI Fusion Center ran program, state ran, nationwide. Because nationwide ain't on your side. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be there. There's going to be some kind of mark or indicator, something. And if not, I'm pretty sure it is, because I mean, it's not a mystery how they're doing this. But anywhere you go, if you relocate, all the Goonies and the damn Goonie squad is just going to be tracking your every movement and calling the next town's local departments and telling them, you live there and you're on this program and blah blah blah. If and I'm sure they wouldn't be calling as soon as they know where you're going. You driving somewhere, they'd be calling every damn department, sitting there at a computer watching your location, calling everywhere. I'm telling you, that's what they're doing. It's weird. It is weird. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of resources and money. It makes no sense. It is weird. That is strange. It's not a mystery. Everybody's trying to make it like it's a mystery, trying to cover up who's doing it and what it is, and it's not a mystery. I mean, there's no such thing as John Wick organization running underground doing this shit to people, terrorizing people. What? Why do you think law enforcement won't investigate none of these cases? Because they're the ones running the shit. If there was really a terrorist organization, don't you think we would have done something to them? We would have caught them a long time ago. I'm telling you, if you go to cops, COPS.USDOJ.gov, that's the COPS program on the Department of Justice website. That's what this is. And of course, they're not going to tell you. I mean, until we get more people speaking out about it and fighting them in court. And I just watched a video that somebody posted in them Facebook groups, and when I be in them groups, I don't mean to be trying to be rude and disrespectful to people, but some of it's just a bunch of babble. They talk about all this technology, like on this video that there's all this technology, and it's a secret group that has this technology, and they're talking about V2K Havana syndrome, ringing in the ears. Now, those two things, I I know what they're talking about with the V2K and ringing in the ears. That's as far as I'm gonna go on that subject. Um, because that seems like those two things could be more provable than the other stuff. Because those are things that do exist, you know. But there's no secret in who's doing it. You know who's doing it. So whatever technology that they supposedly have or claim to have, it's law enforcement. It's the Department of Justice program, cops program around FBI fusion centers. That's who's doing it. And it could just be the FBI program doing it, you know, but there is a cops program on the Department of Justice website. And the fusion centers are ran by them, even though they are FBI fusion centers, but they are contracted out usually by the state and the Homeland Department. So it's, you know, from my research, it's all somehow interconnected, but I'm not sure the tie between the FBI and the Homeland Security, if they're getting the people for them, for the FBI to run this program, or if they're just using the FBI to get information to give to the people that they're contracting out in the state for whatever, you know, people they're putting on these lists, unconstitutional watch lists. But it's not a mystery. In that video I listened to, it was supposedly a former chief of police giving an interview about targeted individuals, saying that a bunch of black cars pulled up to his police station, SUVs had government tags on, and threatened him if he told anybody about it, that they would do some harm to him and somebody else, or something, or they had told somebody that worked there to tell him that, something like that. And they asked them people in the black cars, who are they, and they said that's none of your concern, none of your business. That's bullshit. If I drove up in a damn black SUV to any damn police station and try to threaten and order them, my ass probably gonna get shot, or I'm gonna be asked for some credentials and some badges, because nobody does that. That's not true. That's stupid. So I can tell that's already a lie. Think about that. I mean, that sounds like if they're really who they claim they are, then it sounds like they're just saying that to already make people sound stupid. To say, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory, to go along with it, make it sound like a conspiracy. Because I mean, it's stupid. And then he was talking about how he's sitting in the back of the car and they were showing him all this secret technology. And to be honest, who cares? I mean, they got all of it, you know. And most of what I've seen is just theater and other things I've talked about previously, but the AI technology and all that stuff, I don't know. They talk about that on there too. I don't know how much I believe in that or not. If it is true, then it's ran through the FBI fusion centers, the Department of Justice. Those are the ones who are using it on people. if that's true, because you're in a program ran by them. So there you go. It's no longer a mystery who's doing it, who has that. But none of these, their technology that everybody talks about, their tech, none of that works without, these perpetrators doing this, using those technologies. None of it works without somebody behind it. And we already told you who's behind it. So it's not the technology that people need to be worrying about and getting in their heads about, saying they see through my eyeballs and all that shit. They just get you so messed up and in your head about everything, and paranoid, and disinformation about what's what. You get confused and you get nervous because you don't know what's going on. You know how people are doing things, and following you and tracking you and harassing you. You get it gets overwhelming at first, and you think that, man, because you're like, man, why, where they get in your head and make you think they know everything, and thing you do, they see everything you do, and try to do that. And there ain't no need for all that. Even if let's say that they could see through your eyes, okay, so what? I mean, I done told you who's doing it. I mean, you still have to live your life. I mean, if they can see through my eyeballs, then I hope that they see this. I hope they see this, because that's what I'm gonna do. And well, I hope they see something else too. I'll show them something else, but well, we ain't going there on this video. But good, I hope they can. But anyways, I done told you who's doing it. It's FBI Fusion Centers, Department of Justice. Those are the ones that's using this shit to see, quote unquote, through your eyeballs. And reading your mind. If they can read my mind, okay, good, read it. Because I got a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to cuss your ass out in my head. I'm gonna cuss your ass out in here. Then, if you can read my mind, good. I hope you do, because I got some things in here I'm gonna show you. I mean, I'm still gonna live my life. I don't care what they can and can't do. They can't read your damn mind, but I don't care if they could. And again, if FBI Fusion Center, Department of Justice Cops program, this gangstalking program, that's who's doing it. You can't stop this technology. You gotta stop the people doing it. And everybody's talking about shielding and getting all this protective shit, and those are just temporary measures to a solution. That's not the solution. That's just a temporary measure. It's never going to stop. They're never going to stop it. They'll just find more ways around to hack you, and if you use all that damn protective shielding, they'll find ways around it. Trust me, it's the government. They got unlimited sources and funds. There's no way around it. They're not going to stop hacking you. You're in a program, and the only way out is you either die. You either take their ass to task and take them to court, or according to them, if you've done all these atrocities that they accuse you of, you have to admit to all that. Whatever. All these damn horrendous atrocities, I tell you. Ain't never in my life, but it's all a bunch of bullshit just to harass and target American citizens. So if they want it to help you, because they try to, talk about, oh, I'm just waiting for them to fall, I'll be there to pick him up when he falls. Um, you know, he's still redeemable. He's still this. It's all bullshit, and it goes back to it just goes back to all bullshit gaslighting. Um, because if they wanted to help you, they would talk to you in person to help you, to guide you to understand what's going on or whatever. Get to know you as your own family member, which they don't. Uh, they don't want to get to know you because you're not real family. And any other perpetrators involved, whether they're that aren't family, I'm saying, that are saying these things, they don't want to help you. They want to target and harass and victimize and stalk you. That's what this is. That's all this is for. It's a game that they can go around, have fun, fucking with people. That's all this is. There ain't nothing that any one of us have done. They use things as an excuse. Like there's some people talking about how they were targeted because they used to be on drugs or something, and then they went through rehab and stopped due to the targeting, or they had stopped due to the targeting. But they're still targeting you, so they're not helping you. And then there's people talking about how they went to go get help, being targeted because they were on drugs. And I've seen these stories online, and they would go to these rehab clinics to get help because they knew why they were being targeted. Like they actually went to get help because they knew why they were being targeted, and whatever else that they did, they went and if they did it in anything, they actually went to go get help and talk to somebody about it and go to rehab, and they were being targeted while they were in rehab trying to get treatment for their drug addiction, and they couldn't get treatment. So what does that tell you? They're not trying to help you. This is not a program to help you. It's people that just don't like you and they judge you because you've got people participating in this program that are drug addicts, that aren't going through rehab, that are targeting you. And this person that was trying to go to rehab and went through rehab and got targeted, what does that tell you? And I don't do drugs. Thank God. I've had lots and lots and lots and lots of therapy. I have gotten lots and lots of help in the past. And thank God I went and sought help and got help in the past, before all this targeting shit happened, because I probably wouldn't be here, because for years before all this targeting happened, I went to the VA, the Veterans Hospital, and I got a lot of therapy done, a lot of treatment, a lot of medicines, medication therapy, CBT therapy, PTSD therapy. Man, I did a lot. I did a lot of therapy over all my issues, because I had a lot. I ain't gonna lie. But and that had helped me with a lot of things in life. I was going for years. It took a while, for me to get to a lot better place than where I was now, than I was then. And I still sometimes, go get therapy and stuff. So I know I'm not crazy, and I know this targeting shit is real. But therapy, when I say therapy, I don't mean it like I've got issues or I'm crazy or Um, it's just there's some things in the past that I've been through uh, that I've worked on. You know, everything I've ever done, I've told my therapist. You know, they know everything about me, my history, everything. Um, and I've gotten help. So and and I continue to be a man and step up and know that sometimes we need help and we need to stand up and get help on certain things. You know, emotional past issues and stuff. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just telling everybody this to show them that targeting is bullshit. You know, the reasons why they do it. And a lot of people I see in these groups, they're either targeted, they're African Americans being targeted. There's an African American couple right now that have videos that I've tagged them on my channel and a playlist, um, and they're being targeted for being black because a lady was uh, their next door neighbor in an apartment complex. Don't like them. She's a racist white Karen. Had them put on the targeting list. Uh, there's a lot of African Americans targeted. There's Hispanics targeted. Um, then you got African Americans and Hispanics participating in the targeting against other African Americans and other Hispanics against other Hispanics and whites against whites and whites against African Americans. White racists targeting African Americans. Um, you've got they target a lot of bis, a lot of gays, a lot of people in the LGBTQ communities. They target people for everything. Um, going through the forums and reading people's stories, they're targeting people for all kind of reasons. Uh, they get in a fight with their ex-lover, their a family member, step family. There's another person that's being targeted because they're step family by step family. That got all the rumor mills started. Imagine that. Um, People that they don't like, they just don't agree with, or they just want to bully somebody and they think that person is easy to bully, so they just target them. Um, People doing drugs, like I said, or people that were criminals, ex-criminals, um, that have already done their sentences, got out of jail, prison, whatever, and find themselves being targeted. Um, and I'm not saying there's people that uh, shouldn't be held accountable for certain things, but we have the law system for that, for a reason. And if they're not convicted of anything, how can you even determine whether to target them or not if they're being accused of crimes that they've not even been convicted for or being investigated for? Because there is no investigation. If they're saying that, they're lying. Because if there was, your ass done been in jail. But and it could be an ex, anything, things like this happen in everyday life with normal people. People get back in for all kinds of shit. It's a lot of people have dealt with shit like that, but this is like on a lot bigger scale. People that have connections, ties, and they abuse their political ties and connections and their power. their relationships that they have and their ties and everything. Abuse of authority. Just to target and mess with people just to make fun of them. That's a lot of it. And who else would have the ability and the know-how to target people like this and say that they're not breaking the law, that it can't be proven, and have the knowledge to use many different people, instead of using the same people over and over and over, they use different people, different cars. Who has that kind of knowledge? In using gaslighting and deception tactics and street theater, uh, and like they know the law so well, and they believe that they can't get in trouble for it. Actually, they say that they can't get in trouble and they're not breaking the law, and they go out and commit these crimes knowing that they're not going to get in trouble. What does all that tell you? That tells you it's law enforcement. It's a program ran by law enforcement. There's no other explanation. There's no mystery behind this. For them to know all these tactics and all this shit to fuck with people and harass them, and then have the knowledge to say, well, it's not breaking the law. It can't be proven. So what? Somebody's making fun of you. People do that all the time, or they're just kids, or they're just young, or it's summertime. There's schools out there, or people are on spring break and summer vacation from college and school. So there's going to be people messing with other people. That's law enforcement. Those are people that say that shit and know that shit. This is not a hidden mystery. The reason I'll be mad and saying shit about it is because I'm trying to wake people up and let them see who it is. So we can move forward and not be held back, not staying stuck where we're at in this program. Sorry, I know I keep pausing stuff, but I deal with a lot of memory loss and a lot of thinking about stuff, and so it takes me a minute, but I mean, the point is, you understand, is who else would know this kind of stuff? It has to be law enforcement or retired law enforcement. But that's the only option to point a finger, or the FBI. Of course, they'll know shit like that. Who else would, And people are stupid as hell, and they know this, man. It's just like Kim Jong-il had his brother killed because he left North Korea and went to Disneyland in China. I think it was China. It was, or Taiwan. It was one of the two. And somebody took a picture, and it was all over the news, and they didn't like that. So when he was leaving somewhere, I think he was in China or somewhere, getting back on a plane to go back to North Korea. Some North Koreans from the government tricked these two girls and told them, hey, we'll give you some money, you're going to be on a TV show. When this man walks up over here, just throw this jacket over his face, cover his head up and take off running, and we'll pay you. Or here, we'll give you the money, and they gave him the money, and they took off and did it, and they ran. What they didn't know was on that jacket it had chemicals on it that killed them right then and there. So that's how gullible people are. And those are tactics that people will use to lie and gaslight to get them to believe whatever it is so they can run these programs on people. But I think I've blabbed enough for tonight.